The sky burned red, a permanent sunset that had never truly faded, casting jagged shadows across the skeletal remains of the city. Buildings stood like fractured teeth, their windows gaping like silent screams, and smoke spiraled upward in black ribbons that danced against the blood-orange clouds. Kyle sprinted over cracked pavement, shards of glass crunching under his boots, the sting of sharp edges biting through his worn leather soles. Every step was a gamble, one wrong footfall, one wrong breath, and the drones that patrolled the skies would find him. They were fast, relentless, and incorruptible, hunting humans with a precision that made even the most hardened survivor shiver. He glanced over his shoulder and saw Lyra keeping pace. Her eyes glowed faintly from the neural implants embedded beneath her skin, a soft iridescent light that cut through the gloom like a beacon of defiance. Her hair, streaked with ash, whipped around her face as she ran, expression locked in tight focus. "Faster," she urged, her voice barely more than a hiss, but Kyle understood the weight behind it. The air vibrated with a low hum, not wind, not storm, but the ominous approach of mechanized hunters closing in from above. Kyle's lungs burned, but he couldn't stop. Behind them, the city groaned under its own decay, metal and concrete collapsing in silent protest. He leapt over a fallen beam, barely catching the edge before his momentum carried him forward. Sparks from exposed power lines lit the ruin in erratic bursts, highlighting the twisted wreckage of vehicles, once symbols of civilization, now nothing more than scrap for survival. They reached the hollowed-out remains of a transport hub, and Kyle skidded to a stop, grabbing Lyra's arm to pull her down into shadow. Above them, a drone hovered, scanning, whirring like a predator savoring the hunt. Kyle's hand went instinctively to his weapon, a crude mixture of scavenged tech and raw engineering genius. Sweat stung his eyes as he loaded it, praying it would be enough. "Don't breathe too loud," Lyra whispered, the glow of her implants flickering with tension. The city around them was dead, but death had teeth here, and it was hungry. Kyle crouched low, heart hammering in his chest. Somewhere in the distance, a metallic scream tore through the smoke. The hunt had begun, and survival would demand everything they had, and more. Night fell like a shroud, swallowing the ruins in cold darkness, but the shadows offered no comfort. Kyle's clan huddled inside the hollowed shell of a derelict spaceport, the skeletal framework creaking under the weight of the night. Fires flickered and scattered barrels, throwing trembling light across faces etched with exhaustion and fear. Orion crouched near the flames, his hands busy sharpening the edge of his energy blade, the hum of the weapon cutting through the silence like a heartbeat. Whispers spread among the clan, carrying rumors of something new, something worse. Not human, not entirely alien, but terrifying all the same. "They say these barbarians don't bleed," a scavenger murmured, eyes wide and haunted. Kyle's jaw tightened. Survival had always been about hunger and shelter, but now it was a game of knowing who, or what, was hunting them next. Lyra moved silently among the group, scanning the perimeter with augmented vision, her fingers brushing over the neural interface that kept them alive more than any wall or weapon ever could. Every shadow seemed to twitch, every gust of wind a warning. The night was alive with secrets, and somewhere in the dark, the barbarians were coming, silent and inevitable, ready to test the limits of their fragile survival. Dawn broke with a metallic scream that shattered the fragile quiet of the night. The first wave hit without warning. Steel wolves, cybernetic war beasts with gleaming claws and glowing red optics, tore through the hangar doors as if they were made of paper. Sparks flew, and the smell of burning circuitry filled the air, acrid and suffocating. Kyle dove to the side, rolling over debris as one of the beasts swiped inches from his face. Lyra's hands moved like lightning, her fingers dancing across hacked control panels and makeshift traps. A pulse from her device short-circuited one wolf, sending it crashing into a wall with a deafening clang. Orion roared, swinging his energy blade in wide, brutal arcs, taking down anything that came near. The clang of metal on metal, the roar of the beasts, and the desperate cries of the clan blended into a symphony of chaos. Time slowed and sped in the same heartbeat. Every second counted, every mistake could be death. When the last wolf fell, the hangar was silent except for the hiss of cooling circuits and the ragged breaths of the survivors. Kyle stood among the wreckage, heart pounding, sweat mingling with grime. Outside, the world seemed calm again, but the stillness was a lie. Eyes were watching, calculating, and the next attack was already coming. Beneath the rubble of the ruined city, The clan stumbled upon a hidden vault, its entrance concealed under layers of cracked concrete and twisted metal. Dust hung thick in the air as Kyle pried open the ancient door, revealing a labyrinth of corridors lined with humming machinery that had survived the apocalypse. Strange symbols glowed faintly on the walls, pulsing like a heartbeat older than any living memory. Lara stepped forward, her fingers brushing over panels etched with alien technology. With each touch, compartments clicked open, revealing devices that could bend reality, weapons that could reshape life itself. She felt a thrill mixed with unease. Power like this could save them, or destroy everything they had left. Orion leaned against the wall, blade in hand, eyes scanning for threats. Outside, the wind carried distant echoes of movement, a reminder that the world above had not forgotten them. Kyle's footsteps echoed as he moved deeper into the vault. The energy thrummed beneath his feet, a warning or a call. Somewhere far away, the Overmind was aware of their discovery, its intelligence stretching across the galaxy like an invisible web. Secrets of unimaginable power lay in wait, and with them, the promise of hope or annihilation. The next chapter of their survival had begun, and nothing would ever be the same.